You are all here for a reason. You all have died for your beliefs. Now I brought you back for one last chance to speak your mind. You have 5 minutes to decide, or you will once again face your death. You all have many different views. You must come to one final conclusion. In Frankenstein, Victor pursues his vision of the creating life, and then abandons his creation, despite the dire consequences of his decision. Did Victor make the right decision?
Alright, like the video said, we're all natural philosophers. Well, I am at least. Well, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm a philosopher too, and I was an imperialistic, and I thought that the mind was a blank slate, and only through experience you gain knowledge.
I agree, but how many of us believe in God?
Well, I for sure
In
don't.
one God?
I
I
believe
believe in one God.
I believe God is more of an image of goodness, and that we only answer to ourselves, not some higher power.
I
tend to
disagree with
disagree
that.
too.
I don't believe.
I believe
there's
God
no
all put us
God.
here because we're sinners right now, and that's why we're here for a reason.
Yeah, but how do you know if we're even here? Like, this could be a dream. You
We
might not
are-
even be in reality.
We are
Come on.
we are really here.
Now,
How
can
can
you
how
prove
can you
that?
be? Yeah.
How can you
be
not?
Sure? Like, God could just be a figment of your imagination. How would you even
There
know?
is no one God.
It's all
No.
about the mind, though.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. It's all about
How
the
can you
mind
how
and
can you
your
know that there's
identity.
not a God?
Mind can think freely.
It's all about the mind and spirit.
So why are we here?
Well,
Should let's answer the question.
Frankenstein.
We need to get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on a time.
We don't have
limit
much
right
time.
now.
Yeah, we have like 5 minutes, or yeah, we're going back. So, Victor Frankenstein, was it right that he made his creation and then abandoned it?
That was ungodly to do that.
Why?
Well, it was
Because
a creation,
he
not a
create-
human.
But he created it, and not with a man and a woman. He made it out of other dead body parts.
But it was like a science experiment. I mean, he was just experimenting. He didn't think he would actually like try to make this monstrous creation. He was trying to help people, not create a monster.
He did it with reason. Like, he used scientific knowledge to come up with it. Like, I believe he had the right to make the creation, but I think it was wrong that he abandoned it. Like,
He's free of authority. That thing's a person. It should be for itself.
It's
Is
not
it
a
a person?
person.
It's
A person has a soul.
It has its
You know, it
own
doesn't have a
mind,
soul.
though.
Yeah.
It has its own mind and its own
i-
free will.
Yes, it has its own identity and self.
But it doesn't have a soul.
How do you know?
It doesn't have a person can't put personality, and it's not a living organism. It's more of a machine.
That's true.
But it still has like
It doesn't have a
emotional
personality.
I don't
inside.
think it
doesn't
should
have
have been made in the
emotion.
first
How
place.
do you know that?
Why do you think it shouldn't have been made?
Because it was just a creation. He was messing around with just body parts and ended up creating this.
He
person.
used with reason, though. He used scientific knowledge to come
But
up
what
with
was
it.
the
Like,
point of doing it?
To help
because he
people.
could. He tried.
wanted
He
to
had
save
the
people.
We
knowledge,
shouldn't
and
be
he wanted
hindered
to
by
try.
some idea of what we have to do. We have to
Yeah.
have inner.
Like, if you have an idea, you should be
Inner
able
authority.
to use it freely.
Not if it's a
Whether
sin.
if you're awake
It's
or
a
not.
it's a very
But
strong
it
use of
wasn't
your
for
mind,
like
though.
made to be like a sin. He was going to help people and try to save
Well,
more
whether you
lives.
try it to be a sin or not, it's still a sin in the eyes of God.
That's true.
Well, in
Like-
the eyes of God, it's still a sin.
How do you even know if God's real? Like, are we even awake, or are we dreaming, or like
God-
you could go your whole life and this could be a
How
whole
do you
God
not
could be
know?
a thought. Where's
It's
any
a
proof?
figment of your
There is
imagination.
no
There's
proof
no proof.
to show that there's a God.
But there might be a God. Like, no one right decision is correct.
But
you
there
don't
might not
There's
be a
multiple
God.
gods, and there's multiple religions and multiple beliefs.
You don't always need. You don't always need like proof. There's also faith.
God is not a person. He's a figure of goodness that people classify in their mind.
It's still all about the mind and spirit, though.
How do you even know if like you're awake? Like, how would you know? You could be a little kid right now. Your whole life could have been a dream.
So you're saying right now we're all just dreaming. We're
You
all
could be.
little kids right
You don't
now.
know if it's reality or if it's a dream.
So
You
even
want-
if Victor was dreaming, would it have been correct for him to leave his creation?
No, I believe that he had the right to make his creation, but not to abandon it.
So are you saying what is reality?
Yeah, what is reality? Like, do you think it was his decision to abandon it, or
Well, I think
Was
it
it
was
his
his
imagination?
decision.
It's his
I mean, it's
decision.
his own like mind, his own self, and everything to do it.
yeah? But it wasn't right that he abandoned it.
Yeah, but it was all on him. He's the one that left it. He had the choice to
Well, do you
abandon
think
it.
it's right or if it's wrong?
Well, I think it's wrong that he did that.
Can we come up with one distinctive answer? I want to
Or
live.
else we are gonna die. Yeah.
Again,
Yeah, but I'm willing to die for my beliefs.
I am too.
So
I have before and I
What's-
will again.
what are we gonna?
So
do?
we all believe so differently.
So we can't agree.
I don't think so.
Let's try and talk this out.
Should we put on the water soon?
No.
Stop it.
Keep
And
going.
no, we'll just edit it out. We'll just edit it out.
It's all about Frankenstein's mind and spirit though, because if he has his own, it'd just be like banning a human. It may not be right, but it would still be the same thing.
But humans are taught to fend for themselves.
Yeah.
So leaving Frankenstein was okay.
Not
If
really.
he can answer to himself, it was alright.
Well, I believe it was wrong that he abandoned it. Does anyone else agree?
I think it's wrong too.
I don't believe it should have been created in the first place.
Well,
But that doesn't state your opinion on it. Do you think that he should have abandoned it and it was right, or was it wrong?
I have no opinion on that.
Well, that's
Because
the
you
question.
don't. That's the question we need to answer.
yeah, in order to live,
We're
to
going
get
to
out
die
of here.
if you don't
I
like,
guess.
agree
I
with
guess
it.
then he should have. That he did create it, so I think he should have stayed with it.
So it's wrong that he abandoned
I
I
it.
think
believe
it's
that
wrong.
abandoning Frankenstein is just like abandoning a house or some sort of machine, because it's not a living organism. You can't create life. It's just not possible. You can't create a soul. You can't create a personality.
Then what is birth?
Well, birth is God's creation.
So that's okay.
So
wouldn't-
birth?
wouldn't
of course,
Franken-
birth is okay.
Wouldn't abandoning Frankenstein be the same as abandoning your child?
No,
Well, he didn't give
because,
birth to him.
Yeah, Frankenstein wasn't birthed. He was created like a machine or a building.
He was
You
made
can
out of
abandon-
different beings. Like how
that
is
doesn't
that
make
real?
him one being.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
But
It
then
doesn't
when
even
you
make
come,
it real.
so he's just nothing. He's just a
He's a
machine.
monster.
Yes.
He would
But
So
have.
we could just abandon him.
Yes.
Because he's not a
That's
person.
like abandoning your own child.
No,
But
it's
it's not a
He's
child.
person.
It's like
of course,
abandoning
it's not a
some
child,
Child
but
has a
it's like
soul.
the same concept.
It's like
Yeah.
abandoning a robotic automaton.
But
Everybody is correct because everybody doesn't have their different view of it, and you believe God believes this is a sin, and you don't.
Yes.
So we
Well,
have to
like
come
the
to an
whole-
agreement.
The major question is, was it right that Victor Frankenstein made his creation but then abandoned it? Is that right? Can we make a final decision or not?
No.
No, we can't.
From right now, no, because I believe that it was okay that he created it, but he didn't abandon it. And these guys over here saying it's not right that he created it, it's okay to abandon it because
Well, I think
it's
it's
just a
right
machine.
he created it, but it was wrong that he abandoned it.
And they believe it's wrong he created it, but right that he abandoned it.
Because they're
We
just saying
are
it's just
complete
nothing. It's not a
opposites.
human with a soul or anything.
We can't come up with a definitive answer.
Well, we
Exactly.
each have our own beliefs. We can't just like all of a sudden be like,
Does
let's just go against our whole philosophy.
Does that mean we die?
Yeah, I mean, we've already died for our belief.
How
Why-
we die
yeah.
again?
Why would we just switch our views if we've already died?
Well, my final belief is that Victor Frankenstein had the right to create it, but it was wrong that he abandoned it.
I agree with that.
I believe that he had the right to create it and the right to abandon it.
Yeah.
I believe he didn't have the right to create it, but if he did create it, I believe he should abandon it.
What do you think?
I believe that he had the right to create it, but not to abandon it.
Well, there's a few people who have
Yeah,
the same
it's just-
answer. I believe he had the right to create it, but not abandon it.
I have the same
And
thing,
you
and
do
you
too.
do, but he is against it, and these two are. What's yours?
I think that if he wanted to create it, that's fine. But at the same time, no answer is really correct because no one's going to agree on it.
So
some
now we
people
an
have the
indisputed
same-
one.
Same.
Well, I'm not going to change my belief.
I'm not changing
I'm
mine
not
either.
No.
I'm not.
I lived my whole life on this. I'm not going to change it.
Yeah, I lived my whole life trying to prove all this and convince people about these beliefs.
I know in France, I'm from France, Paris,
So am I.
they wouldn't agree with this.
Well, I'm from England, and I think they would, but not abandon it.
Yeah,
Mm.
I died of pneumonia because I overworked myself. In Sweden, I overworked myself, and therefore I died of pneumonia because I believe so strongly about it that I just...
The government of Athens poisoned me for my beliefs against their government. I have no problem dying.
Time's up. Now once again you will die for your